1, I'm going to be talking about how to introduce a unit in the ReadyGen series. I'm going to start at the ReadyGen um, main page. If you have several different programs, you can go here to see all the curriculum that you have available to you. You may have a few different grades, and I'm just going to start with third grade because it's right in between kinder and fifth grade. And I'm going to start with the teacher's guide. I'm going to go to the first unit. So we open it up to see the electronic version of it. Many of you probably have the paper version, and it may look different. So here you can see that we have it broken up into different modules, Module A and Module B. I'm going to go ahead and skip through some of these. We can get to the first unit. Alright, so here's lesson 1, and it's broken down into several different sections. And we're going to be using Cami to introduce the unit to the students. And what it does is it starts with building understanding and setting the purpose. So that is what you want to use in your Cami lesson. Now you can use the first PDFs that go with this lesson, or you can start from scratch by using a Google Doc or even a Google Slides to introduce the purpose right here. So the purpose here is getting students to understand actions and motivation characters and students. In this morning's live lesson building, we talked about using um, graphic organizers. And in this one, we're just going to go into Cami and show you how to build straight from a blank Cami doc or Cami file. So we open up our Cami and go to a new blank page. And it's ready. I can name this ReadyGen, and I am in grade 3 and Unit 1, Lesson 1, and I am Travis building this lesson. So I'm going to keep referring back to what the purpose is I need to do for my students. What do I want my students to do? What is the activity I want them to do on the Cami assignment? So mostly I'm going to be paying attention a lot to this part in blue. This is the part I want to use in my videos. So if I'm going to be instructing my students what the main purpose is, how I'm going to introduce that is I'm going to be using this right here. So for those of you that are new to ReadyGen, I'm going to use this as my script. I can just, for now, I can copy paste it, or no, it's not going to let me. So I can memorize it if you're ever in theater. So that's kind of a bummer. So I can use this to put on my script here using my voice comment or my video comment. I could do a screen capture, but that's not what I want to do on this to introduce the unit. So using a video comment, I want to tell my students what this is about. And I'm going to be using my entire screen because I want this white blank paper to be my basically my whiteboard and how I want to introduce this story. So I would click it and I would click share. So I'm not quite ready to start recording because I want to get this down right here. So to tell my students, we're going to read several texts to practice identifying how the author describes characters and explains their actions and recall that a character is a person or animal in the story. So I have to remember that and put that in the story, in my actions here. All right. And it does start recording almost right away. So you can see the numbers are already going up and it has my picture down here. If you don't want your picture down here, um, then you want to pick the voice comment or maybe even just a text comment and put in the text that you want. So go ahead and put that. And there's my instructions to my students, relaying, keep going to that one, relaying this information. So that is how I put this, building the understanding, and I'm setting the purpose for my students, telling them about the different texts, and that's just the first part of it. So then I can go down here and I can start to engage my students. And again, this blue text right here is what I'm going to focus on. But as you can see, there's many questions here, and you can put these as um, part of what they need to do. So have your students do a lot of the work. Have them respond to you using some of these features right here. Students can also use the screen capture tool and have them respond to you using a screen capture tool, um, using their ReadyGen. They can also open up the text and show you, if they're having to turn and talk who is participating in the Lemonade War. Well, they can open up the book and I already closed that. Open that back up. Just as we can open up these books, the students can too. And you can have them, you can teach them how to do a screen capture. And it's not the book I want. Let's go, oops, to the Lemonade Wars. Your books. And it's giving me a different book. It's in the text collection. Okay. Now I'm not sure how to skip. Let's see. Will it take me to it? All right. So now that I'm in the Lemonade War story, I can also use my screen capture tool and go to this page, and it will record what I want them to do on here. So if I use this one to explain something that is happening in the story, I can have my students answer the questions that I want them to answer using this tool. If I want them to highlight as they're reading, this is where the student, I don't remember the question, but this is where um, the character is something something. So they would put this in there in the document and respond to your question just as they would. And then when they're finished, it's right there on the document. So for the older kids, they would have to leave um, their tab just for a little bit. But most older kids shouldn't have a problem navigating to different tabs. They're they're pretty good about doing that as they get a little bit bigger. As most of you who have used Blocksy can see, they can switch back and forth to different tabs pretty easily. So using these tools with your introduction to these books is pretty easy. Um, you don't even have to really bring a whole lot of like the PDFs. Just using these as your discussion points um, really is going to be through videos. It's going to be through chats, and then when you go to assign these, you can even have it as a small group discussion by assigning it to just a few students. So if you go to your class and you select just the students you want to assign it to, and then make it a shared copy, you can have that where it does show um, the think pair share. So maybe you don't want this a graded assignment. You want them doing those things that you would normally do in the classroom, but you just can't really do it. But you would be able to work collaboratively in real time. Students could pretty much talk to each other, but you can look at it later. You can be in there with them, responding at the same time if you wanted to in that small group and say, so and so, little Johnny, that's a great response to the story. So those things work. Another great thing that Cami has added is those feature restrictions. So if you don't want them putting text or using the dictionary, things like that, if you only want them using the comment tools, uh, because it is a collaborative assignment, you can take them all off and just turn on um, the comment tools right here. And then push OK. You do have to make sure that you put share one copy whenever it is a collaborative assignment and then click assign. So that, let's see, go back to our assignment. This part right here is just the introduction to a story, and that's the think, pair, share routine. If you're not familiar with it, you'd have to go into these other pages to see what it is. But turning and talking can still be done just in a different way when you're doing it online. And Cami can certainly help you get these things done with minimal work. And so that's what I'm trying to show. Like, you don't have to upload all these PDFs all the time. You can just do it with a quick video. You can do it with just discussion, and not always have to have a meet ready to go. You can use Cami to help you to get these little things done and still get the students engaged in doing some of these little tedious work here. If you do want to bring in PDFs, you can still do that. And let's go back to a unit. Let's say the teacher resources, and you want them to work on, you want to explain to them what the think, pair, share is. You could definitely bring this page and put it on there so that they have the instructions on how to do that routine. You can put that into the Cami assignment. Notice anything I bring up in here has the ability to open with Cami, so you can certainly open it and put it in any of the Cami assignments that you bring up. Straight from ReadyGen. Any questions so far? Okay. Whoops. Where's my book? Another question I had from earlier was how to assign like some of the Savas. So I'll go ahead and answer that again in case, because I didn't see that teacher come in this morning. But if you do want to assign straight from the ReadyGen, you have to go to Classes and import a Google Classroom. And you'd select your class and put what class you are, import your class, and then you'd be able to assign. So I'll go ahead and go back over here and I'll show you which ones I have assigned. I think I'm connected to 3rd grade. So let's say I want to assign something from Module A, the case of the gasping garbage. Click Options and then Assign. And I click the classroom I'm connected to. Put a due date, and it does show up. So I'll go ahead and put it in here. Oops. Tomorrow. Nope, let's do that again. Let's put today. That way we can see it. So there it is right here. The case of the gasping garbage. So it is assigned to those 30 students that I have. Won't. You'll have to go into Savas Realize to grade it, so you won't be able to really actually grade it from Google Classroom. I don't think. I could be wrong, unless they've changed some things. Because I used this way back when I taught 2nd grade. And there's no way I can really test it right now, so. Another thing, teachers have asked if we can import like the little videos from ReadyGen into like the games or anything like that. You can't really put the games into Cami. You guess you could play them yourself and record yourself playing them. But you can't, you can still assign them and they'd have to come into Realize to play them. And the other thing you'd be able to do is just kind of maybe demonstrate like how to play the game and put that as a Cami assignment using that screen capture tool. If you do want to do like the videos and put it in a Cami assignment, you'd have to have an external microphone to record like I think there's some like little stories. Let me see. I think Kinder has some. I'm not sure what they're called. They're like the little reading. Where it reads to the students. If like you have younger students and this is kind of hard to navigate, you could do the screen capture tool and have an external mic so that they can listen to the story. And You have up to 20 minutes on Cami to record a screen capture, and as you navigate for them, and they'd be able to watch it within Cami. So there's those little things. All right. Still don't have any questions in the chat. So if you do have any questions, you can, it's a small group. You can turn off your mic and speak up, or you can put it in the chat. Nothing yet. Okay. I'm going to take off some of these here. I got too many open. All right. Well, ladies, that's basically all I have for how to introduce a unit. It's just going into, and it's for mostly for those of you who are new to ReadyGen, how to navigate the electronic version, finding this main page, and using uh, these these blue highlighted parts to use that as your script and putting that into a Cami doc, and basically using that as your video prompts, using the questions as maybe your prompts for your student questions, things like that. But if you have any other questions on how to add things to Cami or put anything into Cami, I'll be on here for a little while longer. Hi, Beverly. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. I've been a little buried. I did put something in the chat box, but it looked like I was not even on the right page. I tried to record a session yesterday and it shut off on me 5 times. And I was wondering, and I didn't do anything. I hit record, it was recording, and then all of a sudden it was gone. And I was wondering, can kids turn off my recording?
They shouldn't be able to. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording though, since that part's done.